Hello friends and welcome to PowerXcel. Today we are going to talk about a unique problem that I believe everyone has faced sometime or the other, and that is to extract the worksheet names dynamically using Excel formulae. So we are going to talk about 5 different methods of trying to perform this task, and we are going to use the Excel formula method. However, there are other methods which include VBA as well, but we will not be going into the VBA as it's out of scope of this video. For now, we are going to perform the formula approach. So let's see how we can perform this task. As we can see, this is an Excel sheet where we are going to perform this demo, and we have this worksheet which is named extract. So let's see how we can perform this different task. So starting with method one. Method one will use the approach of dynamic array functions, and of course there are multiple uh, dynamic array functions that can be used, or different approaches. So I'll be using two different approaches in dynamic array functions in method 1 and method 2. If you have any more approaches, feel free to share in the comment section of this video. So let's start. So first of all, we have to capture the sheet name. So it can be done using the cell function. Uh, and if you go to the cell function, there is a parameter that says file name, and that gives you basically the path of this file, the name of this file, and the worksheet name where we are using this formula. So once we have this, we can simply use the text split function. So if I go to the text split function, I will simply refer to this cell here. This is C20, and let me just extract this square bracket, the closing square bracket. So this is what we are extracting, and here we go. So you see that the, uh, this text has been split into two different cells with the worksheet name showing up separately, and the other part of the string showing separately as a result of this text split. So now we can do a take, and we will do a D20, and we will do the D20 pound to select the entire array. We do not want the rows, and we want the last column here. So I'll do a -1, and there you go. We get the we get the worksheet name extracted in this function here. So we can always do a single cell formula. We are going to do this here. So let's first do a cell and file name again. This will give me uh, the file name here. Then I will do a text split. I will wrap this cell in a text split, and I will do this text split here, and you will get a spill because I have a function name here. I have a function here, so it will give me the spill error, but don't worry about it. And I will now wrap this in the take function, and I will do a -1, and there you go. So this is your formula, and this is your result of this formula. And as you can see, I have successfully extracted this worksheet name here. in this in this cell, in the single cell. So that's one method of doing this. Let's go to the second method, and again the second method will also involve the cell function only. So the first step remains the same, that is cell file name. And in the second step, instead of doing the text split and take, because those are two different steps or maybe two different functions, we can use a single function, which is the text after. And text after, and I will do a C21, and I will simply mention the square bracket here, and you see as a result I get the sheet name directly extracted in a single step. So we can do a single cell formula here also. So we will do a cell file name, and we will then wrap this in the text after, and I will do a text after, and there you go. There you go. So you see we have two different methods of extracting the worksheet name using dynamic array functions. Of course, there could be more. Feel free to mention in the comments. We will now go to a more, you can say, old style or maybe old fashioned or old school way of performing this similar task. And that's because we want to perform, we also want to see a method that's applicable to all versions of Excel, because the dynamic arrays may not be available to everyone, as it's dependent on the version of Excel that you're using. So the another method that we have here is to probably go the old school way, and we will now see in a moment how we can perform this task. Again, this will involve the cell file name to get the string. Now the target is to find the uh, square bracket, the closing square bracket, and we have to find this square bracket by using the find method. So we are going to do a find, and let's see, we have to do this. So we get the square bracket is at position number 36. So anything after this square bracket, so that anything after this 36th position is actually my worksheet name. So let's first also get the length of this entire string here. So if you see, length of this string that we have is 43. Out of 43, I have the square bracket, the closing square bracket at position number 36. And in order to extract anything after 36 till 43, I can use the mid function. So if I go to a mid and I have a C22, so I will start with the start position will be D22 plus 1, because D22 is the position of the square bracket. So I want to extract everything after the square bracket. So from position number 37 is what I want to do. And what do we want to do? We want to uh, do this length minus this position. So these are the number of characters that we want to extract, and as we can see, we have successfully extracted the sheet name using this old school method as well. So let's try to do a single cell formula here as well. So first is to do the cell file name. So that's your file name here. And then what we can do is we want to do a mid, and let me just copy this because we would need this multiple times, and I'll show you in the next method how do we shorten this formula that we are going to create in this third method. So cell file name, and then I would probably do the square bracket, and I want to find this here in this file name box. So this is where I want to find it. So this is my find, and I want to do a +1 because I want to start from the next position after this square bracket. And then I want to do a length of this entire string. This is my length of this entire string, and I then want to do a minus, a subtraction of this square bracket index number or position number. And if you can see here, we have successfully extracted the sheet name, the worksheet name in a single cell formula. Of course, we can shorten this formula, but again, in order to do that, you should have the advanced functions in your version of Excel. So we can simply do this with a let, and let us do a let. So this is my let. I will probably remove this. Yeah, so I will do a let. I will define this file name as a variable a, and I will also define a variable b where I will get the index number for this square bracket in variable a, and then probably we will do a mid of a in b plus 1, and starting with len a minus b, these characters, and this should actually do the job for you. So you see, this is your long formula because we had to repeat this cell file name, cell file name, cell file name, cell file name again and again. So we use the let function here to wrap this in a variable name, and this has shortened our formula considerably, and of course also removes confusions. Yeah, so that's one. Next is what we can uh, say is by using the an old school method where we have uh, Excel 4.0 macro functions available to that can also result in the uh, that can also provide the desired result. So how can we do that? In order to do that, we have to simply go into the formula manager. And if I go into the formula manager and I go to this name manager, I can simply say new, and I can use a function called get dot workbook. Now this get.workbook. Now this is basically a 4.0 version of Excel had this macro function, and this can be directly used. But this can only be used in the name manager. It will not result anything if you use it directly. So let's give this a name called sheet names. Okay, so this comes here, get.workbook. And now if we can directly refer this, so I will simply, in fact, I will just show you here first before going into a single cell mode. So if I go to the index function and I go to sheet names variable that I just created, and we can simply refer to the sheet name by using the sheet function. You can see here we have used it here, and if you see here I have gotten the last part of the string, which is actually the file name and the sheet name. And of course then we can, once we have this, we can adopt any of the methods here to probably extract only the last part of it. So just for the sake of this video, I will just do a text after. So I will do a text after because that's the easiest of all. And I will do an index of sheet names. And my delimiter will be the square bracket. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 different methods that we have seen here to extract the sheet name. So if I just change this name to probably a demo, you see uh, it gives me an error message, and that's probably because my file name and the worksheet name are the same, which results in the error here. So let me just say demo1, and you see if if my file name here and my worksheet name is the same, so probably these will not work. If you see here, only some of it works, and this one works. You see, this one works. So the sheet names can be extracted this way, but all of the other methods are giving some of the other errors or incorrect values. So if my worksheet name is different from my file name, then let me say, what do we say? This is your formula demo. So if you see here, everything is working fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 of them displaying the correct result as desired. But as soon as I change this to demo, you see here 1, 2, 3 error messages. Here we do not get the square brackets or the file name or the sheet name at all. We do not get that, and that's only the method 5 that gives me the actual worksheet name here. So guys, depending on what your situation is, what your requirement is, you can use either of the methods. Of course, as I said earlier, you can have other methods as well which you may have in your kitty, and feel free to comment. And of course, one thing before I forget, the prerequisites of these methods. So for Excel 4.0 methods, functions, the file is required to be a macro enabled file. So if you see here, my file name is xlsm, which is a macro enabled file. So for this Excel function to work, this last function to work, you should have the macro enabled files. For the cell function, the file needs to be saved before it can work, because if it's not saved, then of course it cannot get the file name. As you can see, this method returns the file name and the worksheet name. So if it's not saved, it cannot return the file name, which is why we need to save this file before we can use this. And for dynamic arrays, we need to have Excel 365 or maybe Excel 2021 or later versions. So these are some prerequisites depending on what your requirement is, depending on what your version of Excel is. You can use either of the methods to extract the file names. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, and keep looking for new videos. And if you find anything interesting, or maybe you want to share a feedback, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for your time.